Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, The Bishop's House. Let's jump right into this so you can see what you'll experience on this channel. So, The Bishop's House is going to be a blog channel mostly, hosted by me, a bishop. I'm not a real bishop, but my name is a bishop, and it's going to be for like minded Christians and their families. So, by Christians, I mean people on all sides of the Christianity spectrum. So you could have been a Catholic all the way up to a Mormon to a conservative, and maybe you're not there anymore. You still believe in God. You're mostly spiritual, not really religious. If you hit any of those boxes and you're open to building your spirit more, that's why you're here. And I hope you really gain a greater connection with the Lord through that. Now, back to what I mentioned just earlier, I'm going to be making mostly videos on topics pertaining to the spiritual bond we have with God because we are spiritual beings who live in the physical. And so it's makes sense that in order to connect more with God, to gain that companionship with Him, that we build our spirit up. And other topics we'll discover on this channel too is how to interact with the spirit to get things God has already provided for us. So sometimes you hear that, oh, God's providing for you, and he's he's here and things, but you're not feeling him, and you're not seeing a change or getting what you need. Sometimes he has, but it's in the spirit, and he's waiting for you to get that spiritual insight to really grasp those things and grasp him and connect with him on that level too. Next topics we'll discover is how to identify and deal with soul wounds. And soul wounds, I'll touch on them a little bit here, but we'll get into those in later videos. But basically, if you've been hurt by the church or hurt by people who you cared about and thought who were your friends and even your family, and when you think about them now and those times, you're still bitter and sad, and you're not in a good place spiritually when you dwell on those things and those things continue to hurt you. That's a soul wound, and God heals those. Hence, why they're wounds, because wounds can be healed. And so that gives you some insight into what you'll also learn here. Next, on this channel, we'll cover some general advice and opinions from me and others on the topics we deal with in the world today as believers in Christ. So maybe it's things you see people do and you can't really find anyone to talk about them, how they make you feel, how to deal with the things that you see. It makes you confused, scared, mad, or whatever. Here, we'll I'll we'll discover ways to know how to deal with those situations in a healthy way by building up your spirit. Next on this channel, we'll discover some traditions that the old churches and churches today still use that aren't rooted in what the Lord wants. Yes, it's stuff they get from the Bible, but it isn't what it isn't the main meat of what God might have been wanting to explain to us. And there's a lot of those, but we'll touch on those too. And that brings us to my last point. There's a lot of topics that are that encompass the entire Bible and that connect with your spirit and help you with connecting to God more because remember, we all live together and we all laugh and play together. We cry and we lose together. But God really wants at the end is for each of us together to find companionship with Him. And because we're spiritual, it's even more imperative that we build our spirit for that purpose. And so we'll do that through Bible studies with the bishop. Remember, I'm not a bishop, but I like that name. Those will be live streams. We'll also do reviews of published media from professional and successful ministers, as well as my own testimony and the testimony of others. Now, let's talk about the main social hub because that's what I am trying to create is a community for all of us to be in. So it's going to be called the Bishop's Patio, and it is on. And so, to give you an example, my channel is going to be the bread. You eat and you still get full, but who wants a regular piece of bread? You like to toast that. You like to have a butter on it, and so that's what the bishop's patio is gonna be. So free members, and this is for everyone, even if you choose to join the subscription base. Free members get the social net working hub hosted by me, and it's on a mighty networks, which is a secure server. It's where you can have courses and do all sorts of things and have a Zoom live streams on the side of a chat with questions and polls going on. It's really cool and it's builds that community that I want. It's going to be for all Christians from all backgrounds, like I said, of the whole spectrum. And it's going to be a fun and more importantly, a safe space to have a general discussion about anything from how we are today to what kind of music we play on the radio on the way to work. Things all pertaining that that are who we are, that are a part of us as believers sorry, in Christ. Now we'll move on to the premium things, which will be engaged members. We're all our friends in Christ. We all get that tab. Plus, that's just who we are from the Word and in truth. Um, uh, So engaged members get a exclusive monthly live streams about topics that won't be on the YouTube channel. It could be topics that are just too heavy for regular people to hear and stumble across, and it can throw you off. And he talks about that. Uh, 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 God in the Bible and Jesus about how some people how people have to be ready for what they're going to receive at a certain time. And so that's why we put these monthly live streams on those topics are gonna be there. Um, Next, we're gonna have access to community after study discussions and questions. So after every video and live stream I do, whether it's the exclusive live streams or one on YouTube, I will, me and whoever is interested, will go on to the discussions tab, and you can talk amongst each other and me about, hey, how you like the topics, what part of it has resonated with you, what things have you learned that you found yourself doing and you didn't even know, and what things will you take that you will use next time. Just all of those nice cool things where we get to talk to each other and build a community and everything. And lastly, and I say most importantly there, but I think it's just cool in general, are the community events. So the community events are really cool, but I'll start with giving you even more better news that if you have a family of 5 people, and if you just watch my channel and you are the only subscriber to the engaged members, your whole family can get access to those events as well, and you're and they're all invited to come, and just you and just one person needs to be an engaged member. And so now you don't have to have everybody paying each a premium fee. Just one of you can, and y'all can all watch the live streams as a family and everything, from one person's thing, and still y'all each can come to the community events. Now let's get to each of the events that, at least a few of them, that we'll do. We'll be doing a group concert trips. So let's say we want to go see Casting Crowns or Carrie Job, or any of the, or Jesus culture, or any of these cool uh, groups, um, and even a family friendly concerts that might not be in the same group, but still a family thing. Will we all go on those trips? Um, we'll do seasonal camping trips, and not just camping, lodging too, and we'll do meet and greets and potlucks and much more stuff. And so, like I said, as long as one person in your household is an engaged member, you're all invited to come over. And that brings us to how that's possible. all of these subscription funds are going to be used to fund these events and the mighty network server. Yep, that's how we do this. So we save up all of those uh, of funds. It doesn't get used for no personal gain. It doesn't get put into my a, a bank. Nope. It's for the community, and it gets saved up for the community events. So so we can get group tickets to these places because you save a lot more money on doing uh, 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 group things. And so that means all you have to do when the events are going on is come on by and bring, if it's a camping trip, just make sure you and your family have your supplies and food and everything. But your tickets and your pass for the uh, Nash national park is gonna be paid already. Stuff like that. In terms of potlucks, that money will go toward getting a catering group and 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 other things. Um, the list can go on and on. Either way, it's just all a nice fun. That brings me to the cost of all this. It's gonna be $7 a month, and if you do the annual price, it's gonna be a 60. You're gonna save a whole 30% off, and you can do the math too. That equals up to $5 a month. Just like any regular Patreon that someone might do, or subscription a service that some places do. However, these days they're getting kind of expensive. So I'm keeping it there. The price isn't gonna change or nothing. If anything, if we grow big enough, it might even go down, but it ain't gonna go any higher than this. And that's not all. You get a free 2 week trial, so you don't have to waste your money if you didn't like it after 2 weeks or within those 2 weeks. The system lets you go ahead and cancel your order, and so it's guaranteed. Um, and that brings us all back to the main thing is that no matter whether you're paying or here for free, you still get that main social net working hub where we all talk and share what's going on in our lives, all in the general main chat, and you're not barred from experiencing any of that community talking with us. All you won't be able to do be is do the community stuff unless one of your family has a subscription for it. But anyway, that brings me to the end of the video. Thank you, and may the Lord give you love, joy, and peace. And down at the bottom, it tells you how I said at the beginning, I'm not a bishop, so I'm not a minister. Nor was I claiming to, but this is a community where we can study the the Bible and grow in our spirit through my testimony, the testimony of others, and the available media by licensed professionals and successful ministers. Again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the future, whether it's here on my channel or in the Mighty Networks server. Have a blessed day. Bye.